Just slid the fence over for this group out there. A couple post lengths a day they're getting of this field. And as you can tell, they're pretty content right now. They got a bale of hay last night when I brought that load out up there on the hill. For this weekend, if we need it, looks like we're gonna get some snow. They're calling for a foot or more, so we'll see. Put a couple of other loads with some other groups out just in case we need it. The stockpile we're grazing is pretty lousy, but it's decent stuff. This is the third pass off of it for this year, grazing year. There's enough green in there for these lactating cows. That group over yonder is, they should be fine for the rest of the year unless it snows. They got plenty of grass over there, but they're also stocked a little lighter on that farm compared to this one. But yeah, we ran 75 mamas plus 14 or so yearlings back in the growing season on this 100 acres for a couple months. And then we pulled some of them out, moved them to another farm, and it's a good thing we did because the rain shut off then. August till now, January, we've gotten about around an inch or so of rain each month, which is pretty abnormal for our area. They say we're in D2 drought right now, which is why our stockpile doesn't look that great. Didn't get all, usually get some fall growth, some fall rains and grow some more grass, but we did not this year. So we've had to feed this group a little more than usual. They are stocked around 2 acres a pair now, which is what most of the other groups are stocked at. But this was a hay farm, so got a hold of it this past spring and let all the fields grow up, and we put cattle on here in June, and like I said, ran a pretty decent stocking rate for the first couple months to try and get some good utilization and animal impact on it. And then we moved some out of here, and with beef prices where they're at nowadays, I don't mind feeding these cows a little bit more than usual, plus adding all the extra fertilizer on the ground that it needs. They are breeding right now. I got some couple red Angus bulls in with them. But yep, this is the last field of stockpile we got, and we are almost to February, so we did pretty good. This farm will continue to improve as the years go on, and Like I say, if we'd gotten a little more rain as well, that'd have helped. But can't always count on it. Just gotta do the best you can, and that out there is what happens when you don't get enough animal impact on the ground. And that's what we're trying not to let happen, which with proper grazing and application of fertilizer to help jumpstart it, like we did on another farm this past spring, put some liquid manure on it. That also was a hay field in the past. It just takes some time to get them hay fields built up like our pastures that we've had for several years. There's just no way you can convince me that a hay field, even fertilized every year, is as good a shape as a pasture that's been rotationally grazed for several years. The organic matter isn't there. The root systems from being stockpiled and all that sort of stuff isn't there. I just don't see how you can convince me of that. But yeah. And from what I've seen, it just takes a little bit to get them back where they need to be. So that's where running cattle on them and stockpiling them and adding some extra animal manure is the best fertilizer, as far as I'm concerned, to help speed it up, along with unrolling hay on them. But yep, that's what we're doing and why we're doing it. And we're gonna check a couple more groups, see what this weekend holds. Might have some pretty interesting, it's been a while since we've had over a foot of snow in our area, so we'll see what that and holds. But yep, we're gonna keep on rolling and catch y'all another day. This group sliding the fence over had 2 calves 1st of January. One there and one out there. It's the first time I've ever had calves in January that I remember. A couple cows that I bought last spring that had a calf on them, and they must have been early bred at the time. And yeah, they came sooner than all these other spring calvers, which we weaned the calves off this group last week. So these girlies got the rest of January and February to relax, put some extra weight on if they need to before they calve again. Grazing some pretty decent stockpile. This is the 3rd pass off this for this year. So it's some pretty good feed. Plenty of green in it. And on the other side of the farm, the fall calvers are on some season-long stockpile, which they have a protein tub out with them just in case. It's some pretty old grass. There's some green in it, but not as much as this stuff over here. And the reason I didn't put the fall calvers over here when we split them up is because this side's got a little more land, and we got more spring calvers than fall calvers, so it made sense to do it this way. Plus, I got my above ground water line on this side of the farm to do mineral water in summertime for these spring calvers when they have calves on them. So it's just how it worked. But yep, it's been somewhat dry this winter. Been pretty easy strip grazing. Haven't had to deal with much mud. Could definitely use some moisture. I think we're in severe drought still. Have been for the past month or so. But we still got plenty of grass to graze, and most of the groups, we have been feeding a little hay here and there. But by the end of winter, I'm guessing that we might feed around a bale per cow-calf pair in total, which is not bad at all for the stocking rates and the several months without any rain. But with that, we're gonna keep moving this fence over and call her a week. Today's Saturday. Shouldn't have much to do tomorrow. But yep, keep on grazing.